We are live, Mr. Guest. So we're going to let people come on. I can't even test. I've been a bit unorganized today, this week, and I'm in a different location. People maybe have guessed, but I'm raring to go because I love this stuff. I'm a geek. And whilst people come on, we're going to go over some really high level tech, AI and automation and loads of takeaways as to what you can implement today in your agency. And obviously, we're going to talk about our deep dive live build workshop, but in good old PP Reg fashion. Whether you come to that or not, you're going to get loads of value today, but you really should come to that because you'll walk away with some built, ready to use automations and AI. That's right, isn't it, Reg?
No, spot on. And I think what's really important today is, like we did when we did the title, three things. We've got the capacity, and I see it in my business that the whole AI technology is moving so fast. You wake up in the morning and the whole world has moved on, and it is actually overwhelming. So I think what we've got to do is really, there's so much noise out there about AI and what it is and isn't going to do. And it's not just AI, it's tech, it's automation. They're all in the same bucket for me. So I do want to just, at the start, as people come in, I just want to frame up so that we understand, A, the why and the context framing behind what we're going to talk about today and why it's so important and where it fits within your overall business model of building a relevant, agile and resilient estate agency business, which is actually more important than ever. You've got to get your cost to serve modeling right because it's tough out there at the moment. So we want to make it easier, not easy, because it isn't easy. We want to make it easier and make your lives easier in how you scale your business and set it up not just to survive, but also thrive in what is a challenging headwinds and challenging marketplace.
As we go through this as well, guys, put any comments on the side and we will answer them. And there'll be some little nuggets that we drop because I think there's some rules around tech, and I'm the biggest geek out there. And before we jump into it all, I think tech and AI and automation should only solve one of two things. One is client creation, and one is operational excellence. And we're going to go through both of those things today. But also, you need to ask yourself, could I automate it, and should I automate it? It's like the Matrix or great. This is causing us a lot of time. Could we automate it? Yes, but should we? Maybe no. For delivering your end client experience, maybe you shouldn't have a completely automated. But there's a lot that you should automate, and we're going to go through that right now. And it's all the things. I think it's hugely important that you automate the basics. What every great estate agency business should be doing. Your agents should be calling everybody on their home anniversary. That's just basic 101. Hey, John, you've been in your house 2 years now. How's things? But it doesn't happen, but it can happen right now because I'm going to show you how. Should we jump in?
Yeah, and as you're just jumping in, Perry, just building on what you talked about there, Perry and I talk about this a lot, and I get asked the question a lot. The future for me of estate agency is the independent hybrid estate agency. And building on what Perry was talking about there in terms of what is the role of tech, AI and automation in your business, whether it's enhancing the client service experience and helping you get more clients, or it's operational effectiveness and operational excellence and operational efficiency. The future in the hybrid model is you have to have your people doing what only your people can do. And how do you optimize? That's the most expensive resource that you have in your business. And what I see is that people are doing, everybody's so busy at the moment, but they're busy because they're doing a lot of the stuff that you could use automation, you could use tech to do, which then allows your people to do what only they can do and where they add value in the end-to-end service experience and add value in growing and scaling the business. So, that hybrid model is so fundamental. And that's what Perry and I are really focused on cracking with estate agents. What does that world-class hybrid model look like that allows you to deliver the great service experience, drive the sales, deliver operational excellence, but also do the whole thing in a cost to serve model where at the end of the day, you do actually make money, because that's what we're in business for, to make money, deliver a great service experience, and to be able to reinvest in the business and create long-term sustainability and success for everybody. So
let me share my screen.
Yeah.
It will get a little bit flicky aroundy because it's me, but just slow me down, Reg, and jump in when things need further discussion. So, can you all see my screen?
Yeah.
Can you see that, Reg?
Yeah, it's there. Yeah.
It will be small. It will be small, guys, but you can enlarge it because I've got a load of tabs that I want to go through. The real nice thing with what I like to do is, where I'm not a tech supplier, this is stuff that's we operate in Power Bespoke, and so I can show you the real life benefits to it. So we've touched on why. If you're not doing it, your competitors are. It's more profitable because it gets done on time, every time, for lower cost than people. That means that you can then pay your people hopefully more because you're saving on administration, kind of £15 an hour kind of jobs, because tech and AI can solve that. But what we're going to cover,
I just want to close the loop on one other thing on the why, which is really important. So Kate is going to put a link in the chat for you. If you've not downloaded your copy of the 7 Fatal Mistakes to Avoid in Growing and Scaling Your Business, download your copy now. It's completely free. It's a report that we wrote at the start, about 3 months ago now. It's not been out in the marketplace. It's hot off the press. Get your copy. And what's relevant for today's conversation is absolutely when you look at fatal mistake number 6, which is all about the brutal productivity challenge. For every pound that you spend in the business, what is the multiplier return that you're getting? And in that fatal mistake, we talk about the whole thing about cost to serve modeling. And the challenge for so many businesses is they're not leveraging the tech, the automation, the AI to do those manual tasks, the repetitive things that allow you to automate and get your people focused on the high value ticket activities that really allow you to add value in the hybrid model. So if you've not got your copy of the report, the link's below, download it. That is a great value add, not only in terms of the context of what we're talking about today, but also audit yourself against those 7 fatal mistakes. Right. I think that's a good framing in terms of why.
So I'm massive on, for me, how I've built this in Power Bespoke, right, is tech, AI, and automation. Automation's massive. So automate the basics, then which includes getting clients and operational excellence. But then the most important part of that, which I'm going to talk to you about in a minute, is your brand AI brain. So how I believe AI should be built, and we'll go into it, but there's an overarching brand brain which sits above every piece of tech and automation AI in your business. What we found is that we could have had 7 different AIs paying this company $200 a month, that company $300 a month, that one $100 a month. But when you build it as like an overarching brand brain, and ours, you'll love this one. Ours is called Aria, and she's genuinely on the team page on our website. We've got all our nice operational team, but then you've got Aria. And I'll talk you through in a minute what Aria does. And it's so, so important. So let's start with automate the basics, right? There's a few things in the estate agency, whether you just started out or you've been going 20 years, that you have to do. And some of those things, there's loads of them, but some of those things is a referral maximizer. Your agents should be calling every client after 2 weeks of completion saying, "How you gone? Hope you settled in well. Quick question, who do you know who's looking at moving?" So that's completely automated now with AI. I'll show you that in a minute. Your happy birthday every year. You're taking people's date of births for the AML checks for sellers and buyers. You should be taking their date of birth even when they submit an offer. So then you can kick that into an every year happy birthday, and it goes down really, really well. And then you've got your 7-year happy home anniversary. Every year you should be reaching out to people. Yes, the ideal is your team pick up the phone and ring them. It's never going to happen. We know this. And so next best thing is to automate these basics with AI and tech. And then a really important one is your prospecting. So let me start with the referral maximizer, right? And this happened just last week, actually, I think this happened. 10th of July, so 4 weeks ago. I'm going to show you the build in a minute, how this works. And for anyone that's thinking, oh, I ain't got this tech, it cost me to have this tech about $300 a month. So it's not a massive build, right? So the outbound trigger message through automation is, hi, Alan, it's only Perry at Power Bespoke. Hope you're well. Thanks for being an awesome client. So this is 2 weeks after completion, right? Let me make this bigger quickly in case you can't see it. Just a very quick one. As most of our new clients come for recommendation, do you know anyone else who needs an estate agent right now who we can help? He replies immediately, my friends are currently selling, who know all about you guys. I know they're currently on the market with another agent, but they said they will be in touch if they stall. Aria, the AI, handles the conversation and says, thank you for spreading the word. If they do decide to help, they can reach us on this number. Our expert negotiators would love to help secure the best results and guide them through the selling process. And then he replied again saying, they know I honestly could not sell you any better. So that to me is hugely important. So, and when you look at this, let me quickly show you something here. These are all the AI conversations for that one automation. Just checking in. Hi, Charles. Hi, Perry. Not at the moment, but if I have any, I'll steer them your way. And then Aria takes over the conversation. All these are ins and outs for people having conversations about our referral maximizer. That is so simple and easy to build, and everyone needs to have that, I believe, in their agency. Thoughts on that, Reg?
So there's a couple of thoughts. Number one, do you think about the psychology in the whole referral process? Number one, referrals are your number one low cost, no cost strategy for growing and scaling your business. So absolutely, it's a no-brainer that if you're delivering a great service experience, why wouldn't people want to refer their friends, contacts, people that they know to you? But you've got to let them know that you're open for business and that you're looking for them. So when they're at dinner parties, when they're out and somebody says they're thinking about selling the house, the instant brand association should be in their mind, should be selling house, Perry, Power Bespoke, referrals. He wants referrals. Link, you need to speak to Perry. So the systemization of this is absolutely fundamental, because then it takes away the human element of, do people forget to ask, don't they ask when they should do? It automates it and builds it into the process. So it's absolutely a no-brainer. And this is one of the things that we're going to do on Tech Day, is absolutely build this so that you walk away with your referral maximizer built in your business. But, you know, when you're tracking your different lead sources in terms of listings and sales, you know, referrals should be in your top three sources of leads. Perry's going there now. And guys, just as Perry's flicking around, I know he does this on the screen. The one thing that's really important with what Perry and I do is, this is not theory. You know, this is the stuff that Perry is doing every single day in Power Bespoke. So what you get with Perry and I is the real world stuff. That's what's worked in not only Perry's business, but in all the different estate agency clients that we're working with and their businesses. This is real world stuff that you should and could be doing in your business. Come and hang out with us and we will help you get this implemented, personalized and tailored in your business. And here's the lead sources. I love putting Perry on the spot because I know he just delivers.
But the thing is, like, we all know that the highest conversion and the highest fee comes from recommended business. But I've yet to, unless they're on a scaling up program, I'm yet to meet an agency that majors in that lead source. They just think they give good service and they hope they get recommended. Like, hope ain't a strategy. So yeah, our biggest lead source for advice meetings the last 90 days, the recommendation of the brand. That's not by fluke. We actually go for it. And recommendation of the agent. Our client source is a past client of the agent, past recommendation of the agent, recommendation of the brand. And that's just a basic 101 that there's no excuse for not doing it, because it's so simple. And when you come to the Tech and AI Day, I'm going to share with you, right? You will need an active campaign account, but it's free. And I'm going to send you, everyone that registers to come to the day, I'm going to send you a link. It's free to sign up. And then once that's done, I can share with you, this is an example of an automation backed up by Aria, the AI assistant. So I'm flicking about a bit here, but I literally can click a button and share this into your account. So you're probably, and I'm going to do that to people that come to the Tech and AI Day, as in it's built for you and it's working. Come along and nick it off me. And then you tweak it a little bit to be in your language. But I'll come back to that in a minute. But what's really important is it needs to happen when you sleep. If it can't happen when you sleep, it's not automated. So, and you're probably thinking, well, my CRM doesn't integrate with ActiveCampaign. Most these days, I mean, Street, I think, is probably, I use Salesforce. I've got a custom build of Salesforce, and I think everybody should do the same. You don't have to. As long as your CRM like Street has an open API, we can trigger these from that. And the absolute worst case, like I'd done 7 years ago, it was all manual. As soon as you sold a house, we attached a tag to a contact. It takes half an hour a day of a member of your team. You attach a tag and it triggers this whole thing. So it's not, don't sit here thinking, oh, this is way too advanced. It is super simple. And we're going to walk you through exactly how to do it. Same with happy birthday every year. That's an SMS. And if I quickly, I'm on the spot a little bit here, but bear with me. If I do this, oh, I can't spell birthday, bear with. Oh, it's all right. It works all right. Have an amazing birthday tomorrow. Bear in mind, quick tip, always send the day before because their phone's going to be pumping on the day. Have an amazing birthday tomorrow. Go and spoil yourself and we'll at Power Bespoke. Thank you. This person was amazing. You send me cheers every birthday with this personalized message. I appreciate it. Thanks so much. No idea who this person is. I'm guessing they offered on a place with us because when we take all our offers digitally, part of the thing we need from people is a date of birth to feed this automation. And it's just a really simple, nice, easy thing to do. Have an amazing birthday, Ashley. Go spoil yourself. And every January, 1st of January, to hear in my team, updates the message that goes out. So every year they're going to get a slightly different message. And when they reply saying thank you, you can't see it here, but Aria replies saying, you're very welcome, John. Have an amazing day. Don't forget, if you need anything property wise, just shout. And you can tweak and improve that to be like, while I've got you, do you happen to know anyone that's looking to move? But I didn't really want to make this a sales message. I want it to be a kind of nothing in return wanted. Just go and have a nice day.
And Perry, it doesn't. And the point though, it doesn't need to be a sales message because it is a sales message, but it's not a subliminal one. And what it does is it puts the brand front of mind. So the Power Bespoke brand, you are front of mind. You've delivered a great experience. There's an emotional connection. So there's only one place that they're going to refer people to if they're having a conversation with somebody who's looking to sell their house or somebody who's frustrated with the current agent that they're listed with, and that's Power Bespoke.
And it's just, I mean, there's hundreds of these, like there's hundreds and hundreds, 500 messages that have gone out. Probably the same person's got it every 3 years on the trot. And up here, that's where I started automating it without AI brain overarching it, with Aria handling the ins and outs and the conversations. So that's one thing. And I don't want to go too advanced with this because to me, this is the basic level, but the kind of general message for this is automate stuff like this, right? Happy home anniversary is the same. Hey, John, happy home anniversary. If they're getting their happy birthday and happy home anniversary SMS, that's twice a year they're going to hear from you with nothing wanted in return. We've had replies to this happy home anniversary saying, thanks, guys. I've extended it since. Can I get some advice? Because I'm thinking of moving. It's so important to have these basic things in place from a client experience perspective, but also operational excellence because your team haven't got to do it. Phase one is automate it. If you haven't got it automated, don't even think about AI. Then phase two is reply with AI, but we're going to come on to that a bit more. I wanted to quickly sideline. Let me get rid of this one. I want to show that Aria is an integral team. Of, whenever we're doing something, I think, can Aria do that? Like she's the first. And Tahir in my team is amazing. He builds all kinds of crazy stuff. And I'll ask him, and he'll be like, yeah, we can build that into Aria. Let me get rid of that so I'm not sharing too much stuff.
Are we doing operational excellence, Perry?
Yeah,
so automation
basics. So
operational excellence, you know, because there's, from a productivity perspective, you know, the operationalizing stuff, you know, it shouldn't be taking you ages to do proposals or listings or property details. You know, how do you automate all that stuff?
So let me show you one operation excellence thing. Is a little hack. It's a phone system called AirCall. I want to touch on that because it's the best phone system I've ever come across, and I've used quite a lot over the years. Obviously, it's VoIP, but it's another level. And what it does, just a quick overview on this, is that you can see all your conversations, right? All that the team's having. We've got Kelly, we've got Andre, our outbound guy, and it kind of summarizes them as positive, neutral, or negative. But the AI will summarize the call, put it all in your CRM system, link it up with your CRM, so the recordings on the contact record, but then it'll start giving you some really good evaluations of the summary of the call, of how it went, the insights, talk to listen ratio, which is hugely important for your outbound team. If they're talking too much outbound, you've got a problem. So you can really analyze what's working well using AI. You ain't got to listen to calls anymore, obviously. That's very basic in my opinion, but everyone should have it. Then we touch on, I want to show you this quickly because these are 9 it's still operational, but it's prospecting. These are 9 prospecting automations with AI behind it that we have. And you look at something like this, right? 12 people are sitting in this. This means, so this is the automation for SMS to property to sell that's on the market. And how this works, this is it, right? And again, when you come to the tech day, I'll share this with you, and it works really well. 13 people are in the wait step who registered with us looking to buy a house, with a house on the market currently. And it waits for 14 days, and then it will text them saying, hey, John, just thought I'll check in to see how your house sale's going. And then Aria takes over the conversation. And this is what happens. So let me just quickly show you this one. I've got to zoom in a lot here. But this is a full-blown conversation that Aria's had, automated. The guys put a buyer in the system. It waits a couple of weeks. Then there's an outbound message that triggers through the automation. Replies to that SMS are handled by Aria, whose prompt and goal is to book advice meetings. And she knows how to do that better than anyone in the world because she's the most intelligent brain in the world. And so I won't go ins and outs because this is probably really small on your screen. If it is, make it a bit bigger because I think you can click the thing. But this went out. And then at 9, 10 o'clock at night, there was backwards and forwards between Aria and the client. The client didn't even know she was chatting to Aria. And then bang, there was an advice meeting in our office arranged for 11 a.m. the next morning. Completely, I was sitting watching tennis and I panicked because I was like, damn, I didn't prompt Aria to tell her not to confirm any meetings. Just say to the client, great, that's penciled in. One of our team would be in touch to confirm. But it went all the way to 11 a.m. works perfectly. We'll have one of our team in the office. We're all at home, so we weren't going to be in the office. And then she, yes, please, that'd be amazing. Great, we'll see you tomorrow. That's closing outbound SMS that is probably better than most of your team. I would probably go as far as to say that because it's the best brain, the most intelligent brain out there. That's operational. And that's this one simple automation. The SMS is fired. They reply. Aria takes over. Aria's got prompts and knowledge in her knowledge base, and she closes it to become an 11 o'clock meeting the next day. That's happening a lot more now that I'm tweaking the AI to close. Thoughts on that?
You've got a toolkit, haven't you, of all the operational excellence, like proposals and listings and advice that are ChatGPT?
Yeah, so the next part of operational excellence, we all use, I hope, ChatGPT, but there's custom GPTs that you should be building behind the scenes to improve your operational excellence, right? So some of the big ones for us are the sales description writer, wherever that is, down the bottom here. we just pump in 9 images in the floor plan, and the rest comes out how we want it, exactly how we want it. But the really important part of AI like this, let me quickly go into the settings because it's really important.
And Perry, just while you're talking,
I
just want to do a caveat on ChatGPT. The customization is really important because I really see it across the marketplace that people you can see who are just putting posts on LinkedIn that are coming straight out of standard ChatGPT, and they're positioning it as thought leadership. And what I'm seeing in the marketplace is a real kickback that it's not authentic, there's no integrity, and it will not position you as a trust brand. So you've got to find a way of using ChatGPT to improve your efficiency, your effectiveness, and your productivity, but make it feel like that your shop window is a customized service experience, and it doesn't even feel like ChatGPT. ChatGPT needs to be working for you in the background, but it is not where people can just look at it and go, oh yeah, all they've done is stuck that in ChatGPT. It's a really important part because you've got to protect the integrity of your service experience, and the businesses that will win from today and moving forward are the ones who are absolutely perceived as being a trust brand based on authenticity and integrity. Sorry, it's just a really important point,
the really
Perry.
important thing, yeah, and the reason why I have multiple custom GPTs is custom GPTs are specific purpose AI assistants, right? In essence, and a little side tip: write this down. There's a website called Prompt Cowboy. If you put what you would type into ChatGPT into that, and it will throw out a better, more advanced prompt, but like prompt engineering, but it is an AI that creates better AI prompts. And to give you an idea, right, this is the back end settings of ours. So all we've got to do is upload 9 images in the floor plan, but the prompt behind it's huge. It's very, very specific to us, how we want our property details written. We've added into the knowledge base. There's a PDF. I'm not sure if you guys have all got it. It'll be out there on the internet, or I can send it to you. It's the ultimate listing guide that Rightmove wrote years ago around how listings should be written to get the best response on Rightmove. So we upload that into the knowledge base, so it references that. On top of that, we've got my own internal guide about how we want to write this stuff at Power Bespoke. I'll put that in there as well. So then all our team have to do, we get complete consistency across the kind of company. They upload 9 pictures of the floor plan, and it churns, because the floor plan's in there, it churns out stuff like an incredible 20-foot open plan living stroke dining room with double doors onto the garden, because it can see the double doors. It can read the floor plan. So that's pretty awesome. That's really important. Another big one for us on the letting side, so for you guys that do lettings, is the inspections inspector. So we outsource our inspections and check-ins and check-outs. 40-page documents come back, as you know. We stick it in there, and the prompt is, read this, give us all the points that need to be addressed by the tenant and the landlord, give us costings for each based on the average cost of a handyman in the southeast, then churn out an email to the landlord, an email to the tenant, blah, blah, blah. And that's been used 160 times, which tells me that the team are loving it. The Power Bespoke writing assistant, if anyone wants to use ChatGPT in Power Bespoke, they have to use this custom GPT, because then I control behind the scenes, and that's been used 300 times so far. I control what it can and can't say. For example, I don't want to use language board, right? We talk about language board at bootcamp. There's certain words that I don't want to use in any post that we do on cross social, one being evaluation. Because why is that, Reg?
It's never evaluation. You don't go and do evaluation of somebody's house. It's an advice meeting.
It's not an effing valuation. So if we use the worldwide GPT, it's going to chuck out the word valuation. So they have to use the Power Bespoke writing assistant. Another pretty incredible one, which I'm going to touch on really quickly, and I'm going to try and do it live. This is the sales advice meeting prepper. So it just, check this out. This will blow your mind, because I've also got a lot of advanced prompting behind the scenes. That says, give me let me give you my house, right? I'm going to see a house tomorrow, 18 Harmony Road, Hawley. RH6 8NZ. That's all I'm going to put in there, right? It does say, give me the full address and some key info, and I'll do the legwork for you. You smash that in there. It's probably going to ask me some more questions. Here we go. Questions that I need clarified. If you use the standard ChatGPT for your market research, your advice meeting preparation, you ain't going to get this level of detail. So interior condition, 6 years old, 10 out of 10 condition. I'll do this really quick. The more you put in, the better it becomes. Loft and outbuilding details. Yes, there's a loft. Garage converted into a office. What's it? 1,400 square foot. Let's see what it turns out now. I've not given it as much as it wanted. The more you can give it, the better. So it's asked me, great, I'll give you some details, but the more you can give me, the better. Listing comparables, blah, 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 market salability, blah, 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 questions for me, more questions. And then if I just tell it that's all I've got, give me a suggested price. It's obviously scouring Rightmove and Zoopla and sold prices. Probably not. Yeah, I mean, that is bang on where I think my house should be worth. I would hope it's worth 600. It's probably, I'm not a typical seller, it's probably worth 575 or a bit less. But then it gives you loads of supporting evidence. So I'm not saying let this, no, I am saying actually, let this do all the legwork for you. And then you'll just go and print off the comp that is pulled up, 6 Harmony Road. You'll go and get the full details of that and put that in your advice meeting pack. So there's some, the kind of lesson here is you've got to be using custom GPTs. Don't let your team use the open worldwide GPTs.
And on the tech day, Perry, we'll go through, won't we, how to build customized chat GPTs, and we'll probably take the top 6 and build those.
We'll live build them, yeah, because they're just really important. And I don't build stuff that's just for the fun of it. And I think what happens with a lot of AI at the minute is it's just shiny new thing syndrome. Oh, that's a good idea. But it's not come from a place of, I've got a problem in my business, I need to solve it. It's come from a place of, oh, that looks like a good idea. And so it needs to be, you have to build this stuff to solve genuine problems that you're facing in your business. And quick time, time is money, speed is important. We've loaded in loads of stuff here. We've got a rental advice meeting prepper. We've got a property description writer, as I've showed you. We've got this incredible thing. It's the market updater. So you put a screen grab in of your Rightmove performance report for properties that need a bit of a price adjustment, and it will just analyze the market, and it will give you really good wording as to why the property should be realigned in the market. So yeah, load of cool stuff. A few more things I want to show you quickly. Again, all these things are going to be shared with everybody that comes to we're going to live build them. I can share this with your account. We can tweak it. We can get it live and get it working. These are the 9 automations that we've got. This is a really good one, guys. So the back burner stage, right? Whenever we go out to advice meetings, they only stay in appraisal stage on our CRM for maximum 2 weeks. We either win it, or they decide to not move now, they're going to extend the loft, or they can say, oh, I'm just going to get through the holidays and then I'll decide what to do. They go into back burner stage, and there's 23 clients at the minute waiting for ARIA to check in with them, to progress them, to become a client. Yes, our agents do it. They should be doing it. But we've had replies to ARIA's outreach that says, thanks for the message, ARIA, but I was speaking to Steph last week. All is good. It is just a safety net to make sure. I've got an issue with buckets and holes in them. And when we get busy, things get missed. Even when we're not busy, the shit stuff that people don't really want to do don't get done. So to save me losing sleep over it, just automate it behind the scenes, always get done. Mortgage check-in. This mortgage automation to first-time buyer has been live 3 weeks and has already converted 5 mortgage appointment conversations with our mortgage advisor. It goes to first-time buyers only, and it just says access to the whole market, blah, blah, blah. ARIA holds a conversation. Great. I'll get Emma to give you a call tomorrow by close of business. like and there's 37 people waiting. So I know of that 37, we're probably going to have at least 2. It's only a 5% conversion rate for a booking, but get her enough bookings and she'll convert a 50%, and it all just runs automatically. I think automation is so important, and you need to nail the automation before you can then have Aria or your brain closing. The final point I wanted to make, because it's been 40 minutes already, I think, it has to be done in this order. And the final piece of the jigsaw is the follow-up with AI. So what that means is when the brain's had a conversation, hey, John, just checking in, how's your house sale going? Oh, it's going quite well, Perry, thanks. I've got 4 viewings this weekend, but I've not had any offers yet. Aria will reply to say, great, John, hope it all goes well with the viewings. Let's keep in touch. But she will recognize that there's a potential opportunity there in 2 or 3 weeks' time. So she'll schedule herself to send him another follow-up in 2 or 3 weeks' time with the context of the whole previous conversation. And the way we've built that is just absolutely insane. And I'm going to quickly flick here to show you kind of how it works. This has only just gone live. It's the layer on top of the reply conversation, right? Because then I said to my guys, I was like, great, they're having a conversation, but what if there's an opportunity there that could be closed later down the line? And he was like, Aria can recognize that because she's really intelligent and automatically follow them up in a few weeks' time. So these are all the conversations that Aria's been having with interaction dates, and she assesses the conversation and she'll schedule herself to send another outreach message in a few weeks' time. That's the final stage of almost an autonomous prospecting machine on top of what your agent should be doing. How's that? There's loads of questions. Holy shit, I didn't see them because I was waffling on.
Can you see that? Before you go through the questions, Perry, just before you do the questions, Perry, I just want to close one thing. Think about what we talked about at the start about the futures in the hybrid estate agency, where you picture and imagine the future where you absolutely have your people who are focused on doing what only they can do, that you've automated the basics, that you've got tech working for you, that you've got your customized GPTs, that you've got your AI brain, whatever you call it, that's working. That is the future of where a estate agency is going. And the pathway to getting there can feel overwhelming, which is why what Perry and I want to do is break it down into really simple bite-sized chunks, which is what we're going to be doing on the tech day. But the reality is this: I bet at some point in this year, you've spoken to your team members and they're going, oh, I'm really busy. And the challenge is it's so easy to be busy. But the question is, how do you make sure that your people are productive, not busy? So the absolute hybrid model is about how you turn your people into productivity ninjas by getting them focused on the bits that only they can do, where they add value to the service experience, because people will always want that human interaction. It's so important in your service experience. But behind them, all your customized GPTs, your tech, your AI is all working in harmony in order to enable and set your people up for success. That is what we're trying to achieve. That's what we're trying to build. And then you'll have a business that is scalable, that you can really drive the growth of. And the final message is this: simplicity scales, complexity fails. And the automation, the AI tech is about building a business that's built on simplicity, where your people are at the heartbeat but focus on what they can do. So are there any questions?
So let me just quickly say, just for 2 more things, right? Like, I feel like what I've built so far is probably 5 years ahead of probably what's going on now in the market. And the cost of it isn't huge, right, guys? What I'm really passionate about is letting these tech gurus prey on ignorance. Like, this has all been built fairly inexpensively. I feel like I'm 5 years ahead. Now, Aria's brain is already built into a working voice agent who can make outbound calls and take incoming calls. So Aria is ready for it. The problem is the public aren't ready for it. But as soon as the public are ready to speak to an AI and get their question answered quicker than any of our team could probably answer, like how far is it from the train station, she knows immediately because we use geotagging with the postcodes and blah, blah, blah. You can ring Aria today and say, oh, I'm looking for a 3-bed house in Hawley. and she'll reel off all the 3-bed houses. And you could ask her, oh, what's the square footage of that one you mentioned on Reigate Road? And she'll reel off the square footage. Like, it's crazy. So you've got to be ahead of it. And it's so important that you build this outside of your CRM. And the reason for this is so important. There'll be a new CRM come along in a minute, like Street has come up in the market. There'll be a new one. And you'll think, oh, I want to move to that. When you move, you don't want all your time and effort to be completely wasted. So you build alongside your CRM all this stuff that no one can ever take away from you, or quadruple the charges as they add new features. So that's really important as well. It's good to have an all singing, all dozen CRM, but then you're stuck at the pace that they want to develop for everybody. I wanted 3 confirmation messages, text messages sent for viewing confirmations. Most only do 1. That's not enough. Our no-show dropped when we sent them the 9 a.m. reminder and then the 15-minute before reminder. Our no-shows from operational excellence and efficiency completely dropped. So super important. Questions? Let me go. Everyone can see. Hi all. Thank you. Thanks for the link. Sorry. Oh, here we go. Sharon, what was the phone system called? It's called Aircall. Aircall. Really, really good. Oh, Kate.
We use Aircall in our business. It's brilliant. Pathways. It's brilliant.
Well done, Kate. Craig's asked, what package do you need to have Active Campaign to do this? Just the basic package. It's just automations, and all the sexy stuff is handled outside of Active Campaign. All the sexy stuff is handled via your open API developer platform, which I can show you on the tech day. It's not as complicated as it sounds. Any other questions? This is also techie, clever, but no idea how to do it all. That's exactly, Sharon, why we've got the Tech, AI and Automation Day. You're awesome, Sharon. I've been following you for a while, and I know you're a really good estate agent, but you need, I think every estate agent needs to catch up with this stuff because you'll be left behind. And so we're trying to make it, the Tech and Automation Day, such a low cost. Like, this has cost me over the last 10 years, probably 10 grand at least to build. And you're going to get the full automations shared with your account on that day. And you're going to walk away with it, texting people for you at 8 o'clock at night. By the way, text messages that go out at 8 o'clock at night is the best time to send an SMS outbound. I've tested thousands of messages. Is there a guide? Craig's asked, is there a guide anywhere of how to create a custom GPT? Yes, I'm sure there is on Google, but the problem with Google is you won't get the industry specific stuff that we're going to go through on the tech day. So yeah, your next question was specific for a estate agency. No, there isn't, but that's why we're holding the in-room day. Because what I don't want as well is people thinking, oh, that was a good day, but not doing nothing about it. That's my biggest bugbear. I'll come and I'll share everything. I'll show you exactly under the bonnet. We'll take the head gasket off. But this time I've said you have to walk away with it operating in your business. Even if the most basic thing, the referral maximizer, that will be the FBI, the fastest, biggest impact in your business. And you will leave with it built after the day. And that's about it. I think no more questions. Which one of these would you crack first? Oh, there we go, Ross. The referral maximizer is an absolute gold mine. And what I didn't show you, but we've currently got, did I show you? I have to show you this. Sorry, let me share my screen quickly. Rawson's going to kill me.
You just cannot help doing it, can you, Power?
Dude, this is insane. So this is insane. This is our recommendation program maximizer. So they get asked that question. Hey, John, 2 weeks after completion, 3 months later, they're going to get another check-in, and there's 561 people sitting at that wait step, 104 at that one. And then they go back to it again. So every 4 months, automatically checks in to be like, just checking in, John, how's things? Do you happen to know anyone looking to move house? And that gets an incredible, repetition's important. Not every week, but every 4 months is a good frequency.
Perry, can I share one thing? Just Perry?
Yeah.
Can I share one thing? I talk about this a lot when I talk about running a SRP, systemized referral program. The best sales force that we all have in our business are our happy, delighted customers. And the whole thing about your systemized referral process and your recommendation program is, how do you turn your customers into your sales force? And what Perry's done brilliantly is automated that whole process. So even way beyond after they've sold their house, they are still Perry's raving fans and sales force out there in the marketplace, because he did such a good job at selling the house. And the moment that they are out there with their friends, with their colleagues, and somebody's talking about moving house, the instant brand association, in a world where we're trying to maximize the attention economy, the instant brand association is they will link back to Perry, Power Bespoke, the dots in the mind, they're connecting the dots back to Power Bespoke. So all this is about, how do you turn your customers into your raving fans and your sales force? And that, for me, is a different way of thinking about your customers. You know, one of the challenges in the estate agency is you don't get the benefit of the ongoing sales and recurring revenue opportunity. So therefore, what you do is you want your viral coefficient, which is the metric for referrals. How do you get every customer who you sell or buy a house for to have a viral coefficient of 1, 2, 3, or 4x? Because you're running a systemized referral process. And if you can demonstrate that, that adds value to your business and what you're doing.
So I believe, this is a really good point. So I believe for every house you've sold ever, 10% of your, so say you're at a stage where you've sold 100 houses in your business's life, you should be getting 10% to 10 advice meetings and recommendation every single month. So if you've sold 1,000 properties over your course of your business, you should be getting 100 advice meetings a month from recommendation. And that's so important. And let me leave you on this. This is also so important. I've got a lot of important stuff to talk about. When you see a house pop up that you sold to them 3 years ago for sale with another estate agent, most estate agents' thoughts are, oh, what a fucking dick. He didn't call me. I sold that to him.
Yeah,
that's completely on you for not being in their face every 4 months. It really is. And that can be completely solved. I've had guys that have ignored the first 3 messages. It was, 4 months, 8 months, 12 months. And then the next one at 16 months, they're like, oh, thanks, Perry. Yeah, a friend of mine, John's coming on the market. So important. See you on the 11th of September and we'll geek out even more.
Kate's going to put the details in for the tech day that we're doing. Limited places. As Perry said, it's low cost. It is a really hands-on, sleeve rolled up, where Perry will be working with you to absolutely go away and walk away from that day with tech implemented for your business. Because if you can get the first couple of pieces integrated and built and customized, then that will get you the flywheel turning on your tech AI automation journey.
Yeah,
brilliant session.
It's about layering. I think that's the key. Yeah, good work.
Yeah, it's about layering. Brilliant. Guys, I hope you got value from that. As you know, Perry and I like to add loads of value in these sessions that we do. Hope you got some value, 1 or 2 key golden nuggets that you're taking away. And hopefully we will see you on the 11th of September.